All right, today we're going to talk about something pretty powerful. You know those small daily frustrations you deal with at work? Well, what if I told you they aren't just annoyances? What if they're actually the blueprint for your next business?
Come on, we've all said this. I bet you even thought it this morning. You know the feeling, right? You're stuck doing some boring, repetitive task or fighting with a spreadsheet that just won't cooperate. Well, that little phrase right there, that's the secret starting point for everything we're about to get into.
So let's just reframe that feeling for a second. It's not a complaint, it's not you being lazy. Every single time you think, there has got to be a better way, what you've really done is stumbled upon a genuine business opportunity, just hiding in plain sight.
Okay, so let's dig into that opportunity. See, there's this hidden pattern in our everyday work, and honestly, most of us are just trained to ignore it. But a handful of people, they see it for what it is, a total gold mine.
I mean, really think about it. It's that manual data entry that eats up an hour every single Friday. It's that messy monster spreadsheet you use to track clients that's always breaking. Or how about that expensive software you pay for that does a million things, but can't do the one simple thing you actually need it to do well? Yeah, those aren't just problems. Those are product ideas.
And this is the real kicker. The only difference, and I mean the only difference, between you and someone who builds and sells software is this. When they have that moment of frustration, they see a signal. They decide to act on it. Everyone else, we just get annoyed for a minute and then move on.
So this is where we need a big mindset shift. You do not need a massive, world-changing idea to get started. In fact, the real solution is to think small. It all comes down to a concept called micro-SaaS.
Micro-SaaS is all about one thing: focus. We're not talking about building the next giant software platform, no. We're talking about creating a super simple tool that solves just one specific problem for a really narrow audience. And the key is, it does that one thing incredibly well.
This really lays out the difference perfectly. On one side, you've got these huge, complicated apps like Salesforce, right? They try to do everything for everybody. But on the other side, you have a simple, niche tool. Something like, say, an invoice generator built just for freelance writers. That focused solution, that is the sweet spot.
And once you start looking, you'll see these opportunities are literally everywhere. A simple tool to automate all that annoying client paperwork. A clean dashboard for an Instagram boutique to track its orders. Or, a dead simple booking calendar for a personal trainer. Look, none of these ideas are going to change the world, but they solve real, tangible problems for people who will gladly pay for a solution.
Now, for years, even if you had one of these great, small ideas, there was this massive barrier. But a huge technological shift has just completely changed the game, making it possible for pretty much anyone to become a builder.
I mean, it wasn't that long ago that building even a basic app meant you had to hire developers, wait for months and months, and sink thousands of dollars into it. The barrier to entry was just enormous. But now, with AI, that barrier has basically vanished. All you really need is the idea and the ability to describe it.
People are even calling this new process vibe coding. It's just so intuitive. You literally describe what you want the tool to do, the AI goes and builds the application, and then you can test it and make changes instantly just by talking to it. The entire technical hurdle is just gone.
Okay, but here's the critical plot twist. With AI making the building part so easy, the real challenge has shifted. The thing that actually determines whether you succeed or fail, well, it's somewhere else entirely now. And that brings us to maybe the most important distinction you need to understand. The difference between being a builder, someone who just makes a tool, and a business owner, someone who creates a sustainable company around it.
Because with all this new power, we're seeing an explosion of AI-built applications, just tons of them. But the vast majority of them go nowhere. They just fizzle out. So why is that?
They fail because they follow this exact same broken path, this failure funnel. They get an idea, they jump right to building it with AI, they launch it to the world, and then nothing. Crickets. No users show up. The project just dies because they skip the most important steps. You see, the app itself probably wasn't even the problem. The failure happened because there was no business system built around it. It was treated like a weekend project, not a real business. Okay, now let's contrast that with the founder's approach. This is the full pipeline.
You start with the idea, sure, but, and this is key, before you build anything, you validate it. You actually go talk to potential users. Then you build. And after you build, you have a plan for marketing, for getting customers, and ultimately for generating revenue. This is a system built for success.
All right, so you see the opportunity, you understand the new tools, and you know the big pitfalls to avoid. What's your actual path forward from here?
It really just boils down to this simple formula. Number 1, develop an awareness of all the little problems and frustrations around you. Number 2, imagine a simple, focused solution for just one of them. And number 3, the most important part, having a system to actually execute, to validate, build, and market that solution.
The amazing thing is the raw materials for this aren't some secret thing you have to go find. They're already right there, in your daily work, on your to-do list, in all those little annoyances. You just have to put on a new pair of glasses and start seeing them not as pains, but as possibilities. So I'll leave you with this. That annoying task you did right before watching this, that moment you thought to yourself, there has to be a better way. What if that wasn't just another frustration? What if it's your first product?